Hello, good afternoon, and a slightly windy welcome to the Ghantoot. Back for more Emirates Polo. Field 2 for match day 3 and game number 4 here in Abu Dhabi. And we've got a delicious looking contest lined up for you here in the 12-goal. Drai taking on Basha. Let's have a look at the runners and riders for this one. Playing for Drai, Mohammed Drai of 3 goals is at number 1. At number 2, the 4-goal handicap player Facundo Kelly. Santos Solari comes in at 3. And at the back, the Englishman Kian Hall, totaling 12 goals. That's the Drai team playing in the white shirts with the blue trim. Their opponents, Basha, Hani Jabsi is the man at the front of 0 goals. At 2, Ricardo Aitigarros, the highest handicap player on display of a handicap of 6. In the number 3 shirt, Federico Iraola on 2 goals. And at the back, Thomas Willans on 5 goals. And in fact, the Basha team, slightly naughty. They're 13 goals and they're going to concede a half-goal handicap to Drai here before we get the ball in play. Our umpires, 2 on-field umpires, Mr. Peter Wright and Mr. Matthias Bavieni. And in the chair next to me, the 3rd man with the benefit of the replay is Senor Santi Toriguitar. We're in play. Picked up nicely and brought around the corner here by Thomas Willans. Little show and go there with Mohammed Drai, but then a swing and a miss. Kian Hall will come back in and pick that one up and try and get this attack going for Drai. He's attracted the attentions. Oh, and a bouncing ball on the backhander. He couldn't quite get the backhander in there, Federico. And Drai is still working it down towards goal. It's a little bit grubby. And a turn, a whistle, a stick raised. And a cry of anguish there. As we look at Thomas Willans, it was claiming that he was okay. The umpires are disagreeing with him. Let's see what they've given here. Ball's been dropped down. It's inside the 30, so it's going to be a spot hit. Penalty 2. And a chance here for Drai to extend their lead. They're half a goal up, of course, on handicap. And a good opportunity here for them to settle the nerves here from the spot penalty hit. It's inside the 30. Play is called. And he walks around and tonks it through. Nicely done by Mohammed. And it is Drai who get the first field goal, and in doing so extend their lead. It's 1.5-0. A little bit of hustle and bustle in the throw-in, but eventually we're underway. Possession up for grabs, picked up nicely here by Solari. Hit it is the call, and he does hit it. Cuts it downfield towards his number 1. That was Mohammed Drai trying to get on the end of that pass, but he's done well. He's out-hustled his opposite number there. Done a really good job there on Thomas Willans, but eventually the backhander from Fede will turn them around. Kian Hall, first to surface, goes with the first-time tail shot. Half stop there by Solari. And Mohammed Drai is in on goal here. It's Mohammed Drai hooked out of the play. And it was a good hook. Very good hook coming in there, and the ball has trickled wide to the left-hand side, and possession will go back to Basha. Looks like Kian Hall's going to be the primary. He's on the chestnut there going to the ball carrier. Has gone long and left, and plenty of space on the far side of the field. Look at this. Garros flying down the field. They're coming back. Scramble defence. They're flying back here. Oh, and they weren't quite sure who was going to go for that attacking player, and in the end, They may have got a bit lucky. Garros has left the ball a little bit short. Tail backhander coming in there from Mohammed bin Drai, and he's out to the far-hand side. Solari was there, backed up by Kian Hall. Kian goes infield. In fact, it's gone out towards Solari, but hasn't quite reached the target. That one will turn them all around. A couple of defenders are back here, including Mohammed bin Drai. Hook coming in, but plenty of support here for Mohammed. Going across the field. Mohammed bin Drai sets himself, fizzes that one, and he's fizzed it towards an opponent. And the whistle's gone. Now, they were travelling at pace. But even still, he has hit under his pony's neck, and he's hit the ball very, very hard. Looks like no damage is done, which is good. Just checking that that pony's all right. And it will be a penalty 5 spot hit here in favour of El Basha. Willens goes long and hard. This is going, oh, it's just hit a bit of traffic there, unlucky. Looked like it might have been on target. And Hani Jabzi came in for a nibble. But in doing so, he's crossed in front of a pair that were behind him established, and it's going to be a defensive penalty here in favour of bin Drai. About 40 yards out from their own goal. And bin Drai with the spot hit. It's gone first time, route 1. It's just ricocheted off the back of Kian Hall's pony. And it's come straight back to him, like a sort of boomerang. Near side, Garros. Oh, and he's just got too much of that near side. And the ball, with a firm bounce, has popped out over the sideline. So possession will go back to the whites. 8-second count from Matthias. And he calls play, and it's been taken quickly here by Mohammed bin Drai. Solari going downfield. Out blue is the call. And use it. He's got 5 seconds to do so. He's taking all of his time to set himself, and he's found a pass down to Kian Hall. Hall is in here, goes for the under the neck shot. This looks good. Lovely play. A beautiful read from Kian Hall, who got on the end of that pass from Mohammed bin Drai, who took his time, and he found the pass. It was a beauty, and a lovely neck shot to finish off the goal. And bin Drai going into a commanding lead here halfway through the first chukker. They find themselves 2.5 goals to 0. So, halfway point in this first chukker. We got 3:27 on the clock and a chance for the players to change. Gives me a chance to inform you of what's been happening in this tournament for those of you who are tuned in on Polo Line. Be lovely to hear from you. And we've got Instagram at Polo Line OK, Facebook at Polo Line Int, and be great to hear your messages. We've also got YouTube at Polo Line TV. Let us know where you're watching the action from. We'll put in a shout, and it will be great to hear from you, as it always is, on Polo Line TV. Let's have a look at what's happened in this tournament already. Game 1 saw Ghantoot in a very, very narrow victory on this field, in fact, over El Basha. That was 5.5 to 5 on match day 1. Game 1, Ghantoot with that narrow victory where they edged out El Basha just by the half goal. Then we saw AM Polo beat bin Drai 8 goals to 5. A good performance from AM. Bin Drai a little bit goal shy on the day. Game 3 was Abu Dhabi beating Lamar 10-5. A score that perhaps flattered Abu Dhabi in the end. It was a lot closer than that for a long time, but there was a man sent off towards the end, and that made the difference. And here we are back at it again, and these two teams, both having played one, lost one, need to get a victory here to get their campaign going in this championship. Picked up now by Mohammed after some good work from Kian Hall. Still Mohammed bin Drai. He's going to have to get his skates on in a minute. Hani Jabzi's there, thinks about the hook. And play on is called. Peter Wright right on the spot there. And eventually a whistle. Now, obviously, Hani Jabsi came in and made a difference there, slowed down the play. I think they were playing an advantage. And in the end, no alternative but to blow the whistle. So we've got a 40-yard hit, a penalty 3, and it's going to be the number 1 here for Drai, Mohammed, circling around here on the chestnut, looking for his second penalty. Oh, he's hit the post. He's hit the post, and it's landed right at the feet there of Willens, and he crunches it downfield. Backhander comes in, turns them around. Setting himself and punching that one down to the right-hand side. That's just taken a deflection and gone off the field. So good pressure here from Drai, but they'll rue that penalty miss. That one just coming off the post. Mohammed's had a very good start to the game, having scored a penalty already and set up a goal for Kian Hall, but he'll be disappointed with that. It was a really good chance to have gone 3.5 up, and a sigh of relief here from Basha. Good backhander from Kian, open backhander, and it's right into the path of Mohammed, and Mohammed is breaking down towards goal. Little flick needed. Mohammed Drai, good defensive cover coming in the form of Thomas Willens, and he's done enough to put him off because that one is wide to the left. A minute and a half remaining here in the first. Big, long, lofted drive out to the far-hand side. Now Basha are on the move. Bit of a scrap now as a couple of players come together. Big hook coming in there. But Basha still have it. Nicely worked forward there by Fede. And a nice turn there, and a good pass in the end that's picked up at the second time of asking off the cane, and it has been Drai on the counter-attack. Near side backhander coming in there to turn them around once again, and it's a beauty, the backhander right into the path of Willens. Garros finding his teammate there, the two Argentines linking up well as you would expect, the 6 and 5 goal player, and that's a very nice looking centering shot if it's not too long, and he has absolutely clobbered it. And it's gone too far on that line, a little bit unlucky. It was the right idea, just got too much on it. And as the hooter goes, the end of the first chukker, it was a really good opening for Drai. They find themselves ahead here, 2.5 goals to 0 over Basha. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to all of our viewers tuned in on Polo Line TV. Back for the start of the second chukker here on Field 2 at the Ghantoot Racing and Polo Club for this 12-goal contest between Bin Drai and El Basha. Ball being teed up there by Mohammed Bin Drai. He's got the number 1 shirt on, but he's been here, there and everywhere in that first chukker and been involved in a lot of the good that Bin Drai have produced. Brought forward now and crunched long. Hit it is the call. Kelly coming downfield. Garros came across but then cleared, and in the end got out of the way and didn't foul. Little stab backhander there. Umpires didn't like it. It was Garros who came in with a little reflex. It looks like a penalty too. Being teed up here by Mohammed. So just narrowly off target on that last one where he hit the post from 40 yards. And he's looking to seal the deal here from 30. He's got it. Goal judge taking evasive action behind the goal, but he's got his flag in the air and the goal is good. And it's a very good start this for Bin Drai. They're going to take some pegging back, that's for sure. They now go 3.5 goals to nil ahead of El Basha here. Early doors in the second. El Basha. Backhander coming in from Keane Hall, turning them around. Nice little turn there from Thomas Williams, who'll put the brakes on and get the hook. Nice work from him as he works it around the corner and opens up, cuts that one down towards goal. It's close, it's very close. Lovely goal there. Brilliant from the back. The number 4 for El Basha, who came alive and read the place superbly well. Brakes on, took the hook, spun the corner, set himself, and he found the cut shot to boot. And El Basha finally are on the score. They've stopped the rot. It's 3.5 to 1. We're back in play. Hit is the call. Mohammed using the call as a decoy. He's been taken out of the play. He's got some support here though. Or has he? A couple of players coming in. Federico's there. So too is Mohammed Bin Drai. He's back in possession here. And he's going to have a shot at goal. Sets himself, sets up the chestnut. Winds up and it's close, but he's just tugged it out to the left-hand side, and I think he's put too much on it. And in fact, it has beaten his teammate, and the ball's out of play. 5:15 on the clock here in the second. Can El Basha get downfield and score another one? Get themselves back into this match. Willens. Hanny. Oh, didn't quite, did an awful lot right, but couldn't quite get the ball. Backhander is a little bit weak there. It's been jumped all over here by Garros, and he's shown too much of that to Fakul Kelly. Kelly with a little flick out towards the boards. Mohammed Bin Drai is there, so too Keane Hall. He'll come in, pick up the pieces, and finds a nice little wristy pass downfield towards Kelly. Kelly coming through, and a whistle. Tommy Willens there in defence for El Basha. Fakul Kelly flying down. The umpires are having a chat. There's the play. Lovely play from Kian Hall. And he noticed he had a teammate on the march, came up with a really quick, wristy, full swing, got plenty on it. So the umpires have gone upstairs, they've had a good look at this. And in my humble opinion, they've come up with the right answer. Because the pass was right on the money. You had Kelly on the offside, flying down towards goal. And the blue player coming across and needed to go with the near side hook. It's going to be a penalty 2 here in favour of Drai. And a chance for them to put number 4.5 on the scoreboard with 4:37 on the clock. Punched through by Mohammed on that comfy looking chestnut. And the scoreboard ticking in Drai's favour again, 4.5 to 1. We're back in play. Mohammed, open backhander. Or reaching out there, the ball never quite caught up with Solari, did it? He's been called off it here by Mohammed. He's got time to bring the ball across the field. Garros came across on the near side, both of them eventually pulling out of that play. Fakul Kelly is there, and Kelly's gone out to the right-hand side and dropped this one out in front of Mohammed Drai on the chestnuts. Looking busy, this little mare. Little miscontrol from him. Kian was there with his stick raised. And then flying through and picking the ball up here is Kelly. Round the corner. And he's got it. Nice little bit of control. Angling that one under his pony's neck and back towards goal. And that's going to be the halfway point in the second chukker. Just counting down from the 25 seconds from the goal. And there'll be a whistle and a chance for the players to nip off and change their ponies. Dominant display this thus far from Drai. They're 5.5 to 1. There's that replay of Fakul Kelly coming around the corner and getting another conversion for Drai. Umpire's just having a chat there with Basha. And we are ready to roll. Pops out the back nicely for Fakul Kelly. Around the outside, and he's still in possession here. Good skills. Eventually leaves that one behind. And there's a backhander down the boards, will turn them around. First to surface. Not one, not two, but 3 white shirts. Setting himself and punching that one down towards goal was Mohammed. And the ball's just trickled out of play And it's going to be a knock-in here to the defending team, El Basha. Tommy. Out to the right-hand side looking for Garros. Pass was just a little bit long, in fairness. Federico was also there, but that backhander coming up a tad short. Kian Hall coming in to mop things up. Ball stolen away from him, and Al Basha have an opportunity here. Hani Jabsi is fairly well positioned, but the play's a bit slow. The ball was tucked in on the boards, so the boys are going to have to run this through themselves. Here comes Garros. Downfield. Hani's in here. Jabsi with a goal shot. Oh, and you could hear from the cry of anguish that he just left it out to the left. Great chance, well worked position, good pass, and Hani just off target to the left. 1:30 on the clock here in the second. Looks like we've got a bit of broken tack. I think that's Fede going off. Maybe a loose girth. We're good to go. Ball's back in play. A bit of a miss-hit from the back line there after a tap that took him quite central. He went long, and he's left that one short. Garros. Jumping on that loose ball. Haiti around the outside, loves this kind of position. This is where he's at his most dangerous. He's going to have to flick this one back towards goal. Good centering shot, just needs finishing off, and nicely done. Right on the end of that. Iraola gets the flick on the near side, and some good work from Al Basha after a poor knock-in, it has to be said, and Drai putting themselves under pressure from their own back line, and the Reds and Blues jumped all over it, and they pulled another one back. It's 5.5-2. There's the hooter, 30 seconds remaining here until half-time. Mohamed bin Drai jumping all over that from the front of the throw-in. Reaching out there with a good hook was Garros. Haiti Garros has the inside track. He wants the whistle there as Mohamed bin Drai came out and reached for that one. Kian Hall with a snapshot. Kian goes for goal, but he's way off target. That's going to be the final action of the second chukker. And a really good exchange between these two. Working hard for every single play. Bin Drai with the advantage, 5.5-2 at half-time. Welcome back, Polo liners. Let's have a look at the chukker by chukker progression. Half goal handicap start. Drai scoring 2 in the first. They came in at 2.5 to 0 ahead, and they've scored 3 in the second chukker. 2 from Basha, and we find ourselves at half time here, 5.5 to 2. Nice little replay there of that last goal. And the final action of the first half. Just the one game here today, ladies and gentlemen. We're back here for more action tomorrow. We've got 2 afternoon games here tomorrow and a paddle tennis tournament. No?
Yeah. We will update with the new dates.
Ah, it's not tomorrow.
No.
Ah, it's changed. It's not tomorrow. They couldn't get the gold prizes printed out in time from the gold reserve, the Polo Line prizes, so we've had to delay it. But it's coming very soon. Next week?
Yeah, prize money prizes.
Prize money?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's getting
Let's hope it's not pesos. Oh, australes. 10,000 australes. So what do we got? We got a knock-in here from the back line. And the knock-in is going to the team in the red and blue shirts. And they have not really got going yet, truth be told. What have they got here for the second half? Tommy Willens. A tap and a whack, and it's a good whack. It's out to the right-hand side for the advancing Ricardo Garros. Haiti Garros on the move. In fact, it's not. It's young Fede, who's done well. Got plenty of bat on ball, didn't he? But he's been tracked here by Mohammed bin Drai. And a clash there between the two of them. Iraola. Nice little spin turn. He's set up the play nicely here for Basha. He's going to have to get his skates on. A little show and go, and he's gone past his man. And is Ian on goal here? This is good play. Just Kian Hall to beat. A little flick. Oh, the flick has gone out to the left. He's done all the hard work, but he couldn't convert. Better. Much better from Basha. More penetration, more positive. And that's what they need to do, get the ball downfield and get some pressure on this bin Drai team. That one's gone out towards Fakul Kelly. Kelly on the grey. Miscontrol from him. He wants the whistle, but it looked like it was a well-timed ride-off from here. And they're on the march once again here. This comes Garros. It's Ricardo Garros down in on goal. And he's been taken out of it there after a slight miscontrol. Mohammed bin Drai came in. Backhander will come in there from Iraola. Kelly's on the near side. And he was a bit slow there, Fakul Kelly. Garros jumping all over him. Breaking away with the ball on the far side now is Mr. Kian Hall. Hall into Garros. And then plays the tail backhander infield. This is good play. Williams was a little bit stationary there when that pass came through, but he did well. He got some momentum up and he got a good ride off in there against Solari. Solari on the near side, flicks it around the corner. It's a really important play because it's released Kian Hall. Hall is up over the halfway line on the big rangy bay. It's Kian Hall with a good looking approach shot. He glances over his shoulder. Solari's working hard behind. Kian Hall surely from there. Oh yes. A really good running goal after a great setup. It was Solari who did all the grubby work. And he found a little backhander. And it was, well, straight into the path of the turning Kian Hall, and Kian doing really well on the run. And that one's going to hurt Basha because they had some good possession and a couple of attacks of their own. But they've conceded at the top end of the field, and bin Drai now 6.5 to 2. Basha with a big under the neck shot there from Iraola. Cry of anguish from someone as they came together on the boards. Basha still in possession of the ball. Back is the call. And look at this. Mohammed coming through and stealing the ball. He's gone to the persuader here on the little mare, and she's flying down the field, being chased here by Garros. Garros doing enough to put him off, but it's been flicked downfield. Lovely looking approach pass from Cian Hall, and Cian's right on the money with that. Beautiful under the neck shot from Cian Hall, and I think had Mohammed not finished it off, it was probably going to go all the way. Lovely stuff from Cian Hall and Bin Drai with two quick goals. Real body blows here for Al Basha. It's 7.5 to 2. So for those of you who have missed some of our previous matches, just to give you a recap, first game in this Emirates Polo Championship saw the home team of Ghantoot beat El Basha in a very tight contest, 5.5 to 5. AM then beat Bin Drai 8 to 5. Abu Dhabi with a convincing victory over Lamar, 10 goals to 5. And here we find ourselves with Bin Drai currently in command against El Basha. Polo Line TV getting more and more popular. Be good to hear from some of our viewers if there's anyone out there feeling a bit lonely here. I've got Santi next to me, but could do with some messages. Any of our Polo Line TV viewers want to send in a message, let us know where you're watching the action from, and we will put a shout out to you and yours. Cian Hall's off his horse. Looks like a wardrobe malfunction. Just checking something there on the bridle. Might be the martingale needs adjusting. He's back on board and ready for action. Good third chuck up by Cian. Goal at the top end and a really good pass for Mohammed down at the opposite end of the field, and two quick fire goals. Here come Al Basha. Near side play from Kelly, who got there ahead of Aiti Garros. Meaty ride off. Too meaty. And the two number 4s coming together, and Andrew Williams coming off the worst of that challenge. He's got a nasty one there. Dead leg on that left-hand leg as Cian Hall came in. Cian just protesting his innocence. Plenty of angle on it, possibly a slightly different speed, which is what they didn't like at that angle. And as a result, they've given a penalty 5 spot hit here to El Basha. Garros. Aiti. Circling around here. Can he get this down into a dangerous area? Certainly wind assisted if he can get the height and the power. It's gone low and it's slightly left. Stopped by Tommy Willens. And he was a bit casual, wasn't he? Allowed that challenge to come in, just took his time. But they've still got it here. Garros, deflection, loops up towards goal. And it's been stopped. Coming away with the ball here and switching to the near side. Solari. Tommy Willens with a backhander. Met there by Fakul Kelly, but he didn't quite get the contact on the ball he wanted. Iraola was there for a piece of the pie, but Kian Hall spotted a nice one across the field. Kelly came across at pace. So too was Tommy Willens, and so too was the umpire's whistle. Let's have another look at that one. And there you have it. Great shot from the drone. Does make a difference, that drone shot. It's a penalty 4. And a chance here. Looks like Aiti Garros is going to tee this one up, because his teammate there still in a bit of pain after that ride-off. Still clutching that left leg. They're going to change the ball, that one a little bit new. Here comes Ricardo Garros. It's low, and it's left, and it's been stopped. Whistle. Can only be heading in one direction, surely. Quite sure why the Blues think otherwise. Ball's been thrown down towards the halfway line. We've got 2:45 on the clock. Very windy here today, especially up in this commentary tower. Circling around here is Kian Hall. Opens up, got plenty on that. This could go the whole way, you know. This is going. Oh, it's on the goal line, but I think it may have gone across. It looked like the perfect 5B, low, hard, and under the wind from Kian Hall, and he's absolutely smashed it straight out of the middle of the stick head. And before the Basha stick could get bat on ball, it had crossed the line. A lovely penalty from Kian, who's really come to life in the second half of this match. And Drai extending their lead. They've got 8.5 now over the just 2 goals for Basha. Pops out the back. A good hook on Fakul Kelly. They've got strength in numbers. Here comes Mohammed. He goes near side. Nice pick up there by Drai. Ball stays in play. And he gets a good ride off in there. Leaves the ball here for Fakul Kelly. Kelly's been challenged. Just took an awful long time over that. Garros was there. So too was Willens. Iraola. Big ride-off coming in. Hani Jabsi's there for a piece of the action, but it's been worked through the defence. A little goal shot coming in on the near side. Another one here on the offside. The open backhander has got the job done, and everything is going white at the moment. It's 9.5 to 2. Another goal for Kian Hall, who's having an absolute purple patch here in the third. That's his third goal. He set one up for Mohammed in this chukker alone. Around the corner come Basha on the counter. Hall jumping onto that loose ball. Still there. Likes this rangy bay, doesn't he? And he's still going here, Kian. Can he find another one? Bouncing ball, surely not from there. And finally, Kian Hall has a shot that doesn't find the target here in the third. The hooter goes. It is the end of the third chukker. And well, as you can see, Drai firmly in control on this one. It's 9.5 goals to 2.
Under the patronage of His Highness, Sheikh Falah bin Zayed Al Nahyan, Ghantoot Racing and Polo Club invites you to the prestigious Emirates Polo Championship International. This February 8th, 2025, experience the thrilling Grand Final Polo match. A day filled with entertainment. Enjoy Ghantoot Heritage Village, folklore shows and traditional food. Emirati Bazaar, entertainment shows, lucky draws and a large playing zone for your kids, exciting activities and games. Join us for an unforgettable experience, free entry for all.
Well, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Field 2 here at the Ghantoot Racing and Polo Club. And start of the 4th chukker. And as you can see, Drai are sitting pretty. Here come Basha. Tommy Willens punching it downfield towards Hani. Bouncing ball takes Hani Jabsi out of the play. Contact coming in there from Federico. But Mohammed Drai still has the ball. And he's still going in the wrong direction. Drai around the corner. Good hook coming in there. Nice challenge on Facundo Kelly. Coming in from Ricardo Garros. Out wide is the call. He may shoot, and he does. Goes low and hard. Is it straight? They could do with one. And he's got it. Finally, a little bit of luck for Basha, who haven't had an awful lot, to be fair, during this match. And it was a nice turn, good control from Thomas Willens. And he found the target from there, and he's pulled one back here. 9.5 to 3. Mohammed Drai. Good skills out of the air. He's pretty talented, isn't he? No doubt about that. Open backhander. He's left the ball behind. He's run out of space. And it's going to be a knock-in to Basha. Umpire's whistle has gone. We've got Kian Hall there with his stick raised on the far side. May have an issue with a bit of tack or potentially that bay pony. Kian's been allowed to dismount. And we're going to have a little timeout here. Don't forget, we've got 2 games tomorrow afternoon, starting at 2:30 and then 4 o'clock. And that will obviously give us a chance to look at the other 4 teams all competing. That'll be AM Polo, Lamar, Ghantoot and Abu Dhabi, all in action tomorrow. Fakul Kelly's done well in defence. Needs some support here from Solari. He's done well. Good neck shot, good control on that. Ball was hopping around and he's found a beauty out towards Mohammed. Chops it back in field. It's taken a deflection and it's fallen favourably for Aitigarros. Bouncing ball. He's got some support though. There's the cavalry. Hani Jabsi will have to go to the difficult side of his pony here to keep this attack going. He's done really well. Back to the offside. Now come on, Hani. Set yourself and cut this one back towards goal. It's Jabsi up in front of goal. This looks good. He's done all the hard work. Teed it up for his teammate. Oh, well done, Hani Jabsi. Finished off by Ricardo Garros. And El Basha are back on the scoreboard again. It's 9.5 to 4. Good work there by the number 1 for El Basha. All started with a very tricky near side forehander as he came in and stole the ball away from Fakul Kelly. And in the end left the glory there for his number 2, Aitigarros. So change for the ponies here with 4:22 on the clock in the 4th. 4:22 minus the 30, of course. The clock here at Ghantoot set at 7.5 minutes. And of course we cannot have a tied game with that half-goal handicap. So less than 4 minutes remaining in the 4th and final chuck-up. A whistle as Mohammed Bin Drai came away with the ball, but it looked like he may have crossed in front of someone to get to it. Just slid past someone with no contact. Peter Wright just explaining that to him now. And it's going to be a penalty 4 here in favour of the red and blue shirts of El Basha. Here comes Ricky Garros. It's low. It's not the penalty of his dreams. And it's been stopped. Garros comes in for another nibble on the near side. Couldn't quite get the measure of the treasure. And a nice hook will leave the ball here for Mohammed Bin Drai. He's over the top of the play. Kelly goes flying through and the Reds have got a chance. Snapshot coming in from Tommy Willens. And he'll be disappointed. He's dragged that one across to the left and wide of the target. Well, I think that's going to be the official half chucker change. We've already had a couple of interruptions, but they were potentially for broken tack or minor issues with ponies. So this is the official halfway point and free half chucker change here in the 4th and final chucker with the score at 9.5 to 4. We're back in play. And it's Mohammed bin Drai bringing the ball forward from the back. Little show and go on Federico. Solari goes with a deep under the neck shot, punches it down the boards. The ball's still in play. And a whistle. White player just coming back in front of a red and blue who's established. It's going to be a penalty 5 from the spot in favour of El Basha. First time hit, got plenty on that, and Hani is in. He's up over the halfway line, looks over his shoulder not once but twice. Jabsi. Oh, well done. That's lovely control, but has that one gone out to the right-hand side? It has. Unlucky. Back in defence here for the Whites, and then a right-hand turn. And, well, you could see Federico was waiting for that. So we're going to have a close-range penalty here, penalty 2. And it will be Haiti Garros. Thought they might have handed this to Hani, but I don't think he fancies it. So Garros with the honours here, looking for number 5. Nicely struck. Straight through the centre. And indeed, El Basha clawing one back here in the dying embers of the 4th chukka. Back is the call. Fakou Kelly trying to chop that backhander, but he was under a little bit of pressure there from Ricardo Garros, who got the hook in. Willens didn't get the measure of the treasure, nor did Iraola. Nice little work here from Solari. It's appealing for a foul, but it looked okay. As the two players came around the corner. Kian Hall's there for a piece of the action. Little flick open backhand pass there was intended to go out into the path of Garros. Just tucked in on the boards, but he's done well. He's got it off the boards and he's kept his momentum here. And it's Haiti Garros looking to get another one up on the board here for the Blues. It's Garros backed up by Tommy Willens, and between them, they've got the ball across the line. And another consolation goal here for El Basha as we tick down towards the last minute of the match. It's 9.5 to 6. Clash of sticks. Back is the call. Nice backhand. Kian Hall turning. Kian Hall running, reaching out there, trying to keep that one going at speed. But he's been beaten by the bouncing ball, and a little bit of pressure there from Federico, who came in with a good ride off. The Basha have it. Tommy goes long, looking for Hani. Just going to come up a little bit short there. And Fakou Kelly, with all the time in the world to put the brakes on and just turn this one around the corner. And he'll set himself, and anywhere down there will do as far as bin Drai are concerned. Whoa. Well, it looks like the pony's okay. We've got young Federico on the deck. He's up on his feet, which is good to see, of course. And, well, he's taken a nasty tumble, but looks like he's moving okay. The umpire's going to come across and have a chat with the third man here and decide what to do. So the umpires are back out on the field. It looks like young Federico is back on his pony, which is good to see. And just 4 seconds on the clock here in the fourth chukker. The umpires are having a chat and have a decision to make. So it looks like we've got a double yellow, Santi. Double yellow. We have a double yellow for Mohammed bin Drai. It looks like there was a single yellow brandished to Kian Hall for his protest. And with just 4 seconds left on the clock, we've got a penalty 4 here for El Basha. Tommy Williams lashes it towards goal. Good contact, but he's lashed it wide to the left. And that will be the final action of this match. And, well, it's a shame that it had to end that way, but thankfully everyone is okay. Both horse and rider are back up, and will be good to fight another day. Final score here between Bin Drai and El Basha, 9.5 to 6. There's the chukker by chukker, 2.5 to 0 in favour of Bin Drai. At the end of the first, they were 5.5 to 2, and then dominated in that third chukker, didn't they? When Kian Hall came to life, seemed to be scoring from everywhere. It was 9.5 to 2, and then no goals for Bin Drai in the fourth and final chukker, and El Basha clawing back 4 consolation goals. Final score 9.5-6. Goals of the game. That was Mohammed out towards Kian, was it? Yeah, Kian with the next shot. That one was early doors. Nice goal, that. Good spot from Mohammed bin Drai. Took his time, set himself, and launched that one over the top. Good finish from the young Englishman. I say young, not that young, is he? And that was the cut shot from Tommy Williams, who came in, got the hook there on the near side, spun the ball around the corner. That was Faku Kelly coming around the corner on the run. And here's Kian's 5B. Low, hard, and over the line before that defensive backhander could come in. So those were the goals of the game. And we've got field goals 5 all, throw-ins 7 all, fouls 7 to 6, penalties 1 out of 4 from El Basha, 100% from Bin Drai, 5 out of 5, although a lot of those were short range, close penalties. And yellow cards. We had a double yellow and a single yellow by the looks of it. So game finishing slightly sour. So that's all we've got time for from Ghantoot Racing and Polo Club from the Emirates Polo Championships International for this afternoon. Don't forget, we've got 2 matches tomorrow afternoon, starting at 2:30 and followed by 4 p.m. 2 games in the 12 goal, live and direct on Polo Line TV from tomorrow afternoon.